Hello, everybody. My name is Tyler, and welcome back to the channel. We are starting out the podcast again, and if you hear that, there's things going on, and I am very sorry, first and foremost, but I feel well enough to start out the podcast again. And how are you doing today? I'm doing good. Recently, had my sister live with us for a bit. That was fun, and we started up Persona 5 again. So I am really excited to really finish that game finally. And as much as some people may like abandon projects and opt for new content to introduce new people, I'm thinking I can introduce new content every two streams, just because like as much as I understand the process of like, hey, if you play a new game, you may introduce new characters. It's always good to like introduce new people to your channel and like, hey, but these are games that I really like that I lost focus on because of that grind. So if I'm gonna get better at this content creation thing, if I'm gonna get better at like, I want to get better at finishing games, and that starts with looking at my past, looking at my backlog. So that's my plan, to finish the games that I currently have and just kindly go from there, because it's important to me that I have a clear conscience with some games. Like, I'm gonna always wonder about how Remnant's gonna be. I know I started Remnant from the Ashes with friends, and I haven't talked to those friends, and they haven't talked to me for a while. So maybe I will consider closing that game. But there are other games like The Last of Us that I started a little bit on. So maybe, I don't know, but I won't know until we start recording. And with Persona 5, it's my baby. We got into it over the course of like years since the release date in 2016. I have the steelbook, and it's about time that uh, that goes down, because allegedly, based on the content of the game and on average completion time, I'm currently at 50 hours of gameplay, and we have about 20 more hours. That could be like a handful of streams. Yeah, I can definitely deal with that. But let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to playing games. Should I just scrap the games I have never finished and move on to new games that are brand new to me, or should I have closure on certain titles? Hard to say, but I think I will have a system where um, I'll play. It'll be new content every two streams, and we'll just kindly go from there. Now we have questions, and this I want to try something. I wanted to try something different. These are questions that are generated by ChatGPT. I normally have the card game, the and space, the blank space with me, but I figured, hey, this is a new age of content. Let's get this. Let's try it out. I haven't really used ChatGPT, uh, but it looks to be fun. Let's go through a couple questions right here, and we'll go from there. And I asked, the prompt was questions for new listeners, because every time someone like joins the podcast, they're a new listener, right? So I want you to be engaged. It's pandering, but I'm a little desperate, and I want you guys to know more about me and my opinion, like any other podcast with 1 to 3 people, like sitting in a chair. The first question that ChatGPT provided was, if you could have a conversation with any historical figure, who would it be and why? Um, that's a very tough question, just because there's a situation where I don't remember a lot of history. I don't remember what I learned in school. So asking me to have a conversation with any historical figure would be really stressful. Ah, I, you know, I would probably say Rodden Williams. I would really like to have a conversation with Rodden Williams. I believe oldest the oldest project that's been made by him that I remember of watching was the Dead Poet Society, And between that and Aladdin and Flubber and a lot of other Rob Williams content, I I just want to pick at his brain a little bit, just because he was always portrayed as to being very charismatic. His daughter, he has a wonderful daughter named Zelda, and uh, that already tells me that there might be a chance he's a really good gamer. Mr. Robin Williams. I'm sorry, I'm doing things. My hand is like hands deep inside of the and box, and I kind of messed up the box, but I can also assume that based on, I don't know a reason why you would name your kid Zelda if you didn't like the game Legend of Zelda. So I'm thinking he's a great gamer, but also I am really upset the fact I am. It does hurt me, and I do miss him every day. Where he did pass away due to um he he did pass away, and due to depression. And I wish I knew what went through his head. And I know that people had the same spiel of, hey, he had family he could talk to, but there are certain demons that it's hard to speak to with. So if he'd let me, I would really like to talk to Robin Williams, have a nice dinner with him, and like pick at his brain about how to be more affable. His comedy came from a great place, and I found him really funny. And he would probably say just experience and fail as much and as often as you can, because those are the best teachers. And I know that he may like discount himself, but I want to hear these mistakes and hear these stories from him. Like, I want to know. I want to know what he's been through. I want to know how he would handle certain situations. He would be a great perspective for me. I would really love his perspective on a lot of things, and I'd be really excited if I could have dinner with Robin Williams. There's another question. What's one belief or opinion you held strongly in the past that you've since changed, and what prompted that change? That's respectfully like a really tough question, just because you know, and it's not as hard as I thought it'd be, because when I was growing up, I was always believing in the American dream of like you go to school so you can get a job, and then the American dream is you work a 9 to 5 that is based on and influenced by your schooling. And for everyone, it's changed since 2011, 2012, where YouTubers and internet influencers are coming about. So you can earn your income from the internet, you can earn your influence and reach people. And I begin to wonder and accept that you can make money and you can make an impact doing a whole lot of things. You can do anything and everything nowadays to impact people's lives. Shoot, um, the internet wasn't as active now as it was back then, because if you did something wrong as a celebrity, the internet will find out and let you know, hey, they will keep their mans on they will keep their mans checked and on point, because the internet will find out if you did something wrong, if you tweeted something wrong 10 years ago, or if you said the wrong thing, if you lied, anything, any footprint you have on the internet will find, and they will keep you honest. So I believe the internet now has really changed the perspective of like income and influence. And I always thought the income influence came from the 9 to 5 that was earned from going to college. And now you know that you can be at home and learn things without going to school. You can have education that you can never would have expected from being on the internet. The internet is a very accessible tool to learn from. Like, I believe there's a YouTuber there, if I remember correctly, Michael. I don't know his handle, but I believe he is Lily Pichu's boyfriend, I think. But essentially, he somehow learned engineering from doing all of his YouTube content and from just looking things up and doing it. He just looked up and did it, and a lot of engineers that um, are YouTubers now don't actually apply the education that they have, but Michael has applied the engineering education he has because he learned it on YouTube and the internet, and he applied it and he made content around it. So there is a whole new opinion when it comes to uh, learning, and from learning and from having a career, it's changed drastically, and you can do anything and everything if you set your mind to it. So there's a whole lot of tools that's available to you, and it's changed. We live in a society to where we live on the internet, and some perspectives are dying, and that really does concern me. Where in the next 5 years, I don't know what education is going to be like. There's already education to where people are being challenged by. Uh, there's been some people that have had their papers written by ChatGPT, and there have been people who've used AI for their essays. So some people have already made the application of people, hey, you need to write it with pen and paper, pencil and paper, otherwise you don't get full credit. And some teachers have implemented that, and it's crazy now. Or there's been times where law and church has used AI to like give quick statements or give quick assessments, and that's been crazy. And so we live in a society to where these tools are being less like tools and more just an automatic answer. You're like auto battling your life right now because by using AI, you can ask it and it'll give you an opinion. I have this question that was asked by somebody else, and when you frame it a certain way, AI will give you your answer without you thinking about it. And that's crazy. And we just live in that society. We're living in a crazy place, and I am all for it, and I am so scared of it. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts down below? Do you agree with me? Do you not? That's it. Thank you for listening to me. Make sure you click subscribe, make the big number go bigger, and as always, my name's Tyler. I'm your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.